uSports Central, Adam Deal. That's Charles Ashley III. And we kind of know what we're talking about, but we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, we're getting a lot of flack on Twitter for all of our projections here, Charles. Either we really know what we're talking about and our research has paid dividends, or we don't know anything. But one thing I do want to get into real quick before we get into the top 10 plays of the week is the Volcano Vista Hawks and where they should be seated. It's very curious, isn't it? A lot of people, you look at Kyle Henderson, a friend of ours, and nmpreps.com has them as far as a 3 seed. We both think that's a little wild. You look at some of their wins, Charles, just going it over real quick. Volcano Vista's beaten El Dorado, La Cueva, both we project tournament teams. Valley, which is a district winner. Rio Rancho twice, which is ranked 4th in the Max Preps poll. Sandia, a district winner. Cibola in their district, a rival. And then the biggest one, I think, and everyone is kind of putting this against Carlsbad, is their win against Carlsbad, 24-23 on the road. Actually a pretty good resume if you look at it. But you go over Volcano's losses, and they got a lot of them, right? They've got 2 against Cleveland, 2 against Cibola, or 1 against Cibola, Valley, Sandia, West Mesa, Hope, and Hobbs. Not a bad loss, but some of those wins that you see like Sandia and Valley, they've split with them. So you've got to take that into account, right? They've split with Sandia and Valley, not head-to-head wins solely against them. I think it's curious.
No, I think when you split, as you mentioned, that gives you the opportunity to now compare the overall resume now. You say, hey, well, Sandia, we split with them. What did our resume look compared to Sandia? Oh, we split with Valley. Now we can compare Valley's and Volcano's resume. But then now you get into the West Mesas where you say, wait a minute, West Mesa just beat them. West Mesa has an impressive record, an impressive resume. Now you get into what wins way more
So
now.
that's why I don't think you can take
because
the win against Carlsbad, right?
Also.
Right. So I don't think you can take the West Mesa or the Carlsbad win and say, well, we beat you head-to-head, we should be above you. It goes more in depth. Yes, it's big. If your resumes are equal and you've won the head-to-head game, you should get the step up.
Yes.
But you look at West Mesa, then you can make that argument. And then obviously West Mesa can't be seated above Valley. So it is a mess, but it's curious to look at Volcano Vista, and there's a lot more to talk about with Volcano Vista and the rest of it as we're going to release the very last coaches poll, the NMOTSC top 10 poll during our timeout segment. So a lot to talk about.
Well, and I attribute a lot of this because that District 1 is strong. It's it's strong at the top. You have a Cleveland team, very impressive season. A Rio Rancho team where they jumped out the gate, got up to 17 wins before they started really losing games or whatnot. You had a Volcano team started slow but ended really strong, got some big wins.
And then Cibola, who made it to the Metro Finals.
All the way to the APS Metro Final, albeit they slipped lately because of losing players or whatnot. But those 4 teams made some noise. So the perception is, hey, that's the strongest district. So you can't take away the wins, but I don't think you can overreact to a situation where you have a team with still 8 or 9 losses. There's still 8 or 9 losses.
A lot more to talk about with that, and obviously throughout the week we remind you the seating and selection show. We've got the first information. We release the brackets first, 1A through 6A, boys and girls, right here, 5:30, uSports Network, Channel 26, along with ProViewNetworks.com. You can find out all the matchups right here first.
Make sure you give Richard Tripp some love.
Richard Tripp he's going to be hosting the thing. Yeah, he's done it every year. He's done a great job with it. It's our very own Richard Tripp. So listen, now it's our favorite time of the week. Let's see what the best of the best was during the week. It's the Marty Sice State Farm top 10 plays of the week. Go ahead, Charles.
Drop that beat.
It's ridiculous.
Don't hate.
I got evens.
Good, because we only can count the 10.
I got the evens. At number 10, St. Pius Grants, and a little up and under. Ruiz.
Ruiz had a really good game for Grants, man. At play number 9, what we have here, Cleveland, Rio Rancho. Marcus Williams says, I'm going to jump it off to you, but Garrison comes over with Brady with the double block.
Get that out of there.
Blocked 2 times. That's a foul.
At number 8, reverse layup for my man Van Winkle, maybe the coolest name there is.
I like Van Winkle. At play number 7, from Manal and Mountainair, my man finding wide open down low, defensive breaking out, Big Mosley with the finish.
Mosley.
The play number 7.
For the Mountaineers. At number 6, Hurt. They'll move it around. Zach Garrettson says, give me that and one. Rio Rancho, Cleveland, going at it.
Garrison put that elbow in his face. And play number 5 from La Cueva El Dorado. Nice little drive to the hole, scoop it and score it. Lagarde.
That's your boy Schweitzer. Come on.
Come
on. Schweitzer. Cleveland, Rio Rancho, third quarter. Josiah Maboo with a reverse layup and one. Count that bad boy.
He didn't even look at the rim.
That's a soccer player right there.
That looked like a soccer shot, too. He just threw it off the glass.
And what?
And play number 3 from Mountaineer and Manal. Ball movement. Your boy with the 4-point play. What's his name? Borgo? What'd you put in your notes?
Vargas.
There you go. That's your guy.
The number 2 play. La Cueva, El Dorado. Yeah. Put that down, big fella. Zamora.
Ooh.
With the jam. Zamaron, excuse me.
Hey, Zamaron looks like he's spraying the ab trying to get all the way up there. At play number 1,
He dunked it though, right?
45-40. My man, Adam Cook, the big fella with the bank.
Get out of here.
The sophomore, the tight end, the power forward.
That's
the
big time. I'm very upset, though. I'm very upset.
Play number 1.
You know what play number 1 was, Charles. Marcus Williams, three-quarter court buzzer beater. It's not even, what are our guys doing? Adam Cook, though, that was giant. End of the third quarter.
Get a big fella some love.
No, it was. He had a great game, by the way. The sophomore with his biggest game of the season. Coach Brian Smith thinks that's something more to come. If Cleveland can get 11 points production from him, 8 rebounds like he did off the bench, I think they're going to be very solid going into this tournament with no problems.
Yeah, lately when you look at their box scores, other guys are stepping up. Ryan Patrick stepped up last week. You have Cook this week stepping up. But my question on this play, yeah, I know Adam Cook is 6'5" or whatever. Why Rio Rancho just looked at him in all like, wait a minute, I know he's not going to shoot this.
For one,
him.
He's on the elbow.
I know, but they didn't even jump out at him.
Apparently, he made a deposit because the bank was open.
The bank was
I don't
open.
think he called it either. I don't think he yelled out. Yeah, you do. You need to. That should be a rule.
Big fellas don't
That should be a
have
rule.
to
If the
call
official
bank.
didn't hear bank, then it should be canceled. They should wave
Man,
it off.
look.
They should wave off the hoop. But listen, it was needed for Cleveland because it's tight at the end.
Yeah.
Rio Rancho's probably tied and doesn't play from behind at the very end. That 3 points is huge.
Big time shot by the big fella. I like when the big fellas get love. Mosley with the big finish down low, boxing out the 5'6" post from Mountaineer.
Marcus Williams. If you haven't seen it, check out our Twitter. You can see his three-quarter court shot. Let us know what you think of it. One of the best buzzer beaters I think we've seen this year. Hey, listen, Sean Jimenez, head coach of the Rio Grande Ravens, he's up next. He's going to talk about his fantastic run in district play. Come on back. It's uSports Central.